It counted down.
I can't see.
Oh, we can't see. Pause. Let's try.
Welcome back to our channel.
Bing. Okay, we're on page 132, but very quickly before I do, Carly just asked me right before she announced what I did to my arm. Deli, my pug, had to go to the vet last week, but she is a very high-strung pug. So when I tried to carry her out of the vet, she karate chopped the crap out of my arm. And it was horrible before now. So that's what happened. Okay, we are on page 132. And last time we skipped some problems. So we skipped these bottom triangles and we skipped all of these and this triangle. So today we're going to go back to that, which means we're doing law of sines again. Last time what we found were side lengths. So that means this time what we're going to find is angle measure. So we definitely need Desmos today because it's going to require a function that we have not talked about yet this year. So I'm going to zoom in on number 3. And the first thing that I want to note is that your problems, the first 6, I think, are just going to tell you what angle to find. So when you get to the problem, find the angle that they tell you to find. Well, how are we going to do that? Just like last time, we're going to use the matching side and angle that we have. Then they're telling us to find C, so that means I'm going to use its opposite side. So I'm going to circle what they ask me to find each time. I set up my proportion just like last time. And remember, this proportion comes from this relationship. You can put an angle and its matching side equal to any other angle in its matching side. We don't ever do 3 at a time. We just do 2. This is telling you you can do whatever 2 you want. They're all equal. So down here, we're going to start with the pair that they gave us. So sine 85 over the matching side of 19. Then today, we're going to put sine, but the letter of the angle that we want. Just as a reminder, we're putting C because they told us to find C. Well, luckily, they gave us C's side, which is 15. Now, just like last time, we can cross multiply and divide. However, when we do this, we do not get angle C. What we get is that the sine of C is equal to 15 sine 85 over 19. Well, the problem is we can't have sine there. We have to figure out a way to get rid of that sine so that it just says C. And this is the function that we haven't talked about this year. So, like addition and subtraction are inverses. They undo each other. Multiply and divide undo each other. Square and square root undo each other. A log and an exponent undo each other. Sine and sine inverse undo each other. Sine inverse looks like sine, S-I-N, with a little -1 in the exponent position. If you do that to both sides, what you end up getting is that the angle C is equal to the sine inverse of 15 sine 85 over 19. And this is what we now plug into Desmos. And we can just plug it in exactly like that. So I'm going to flip to Desmos. Now to get the sine inverse, You guys can't see this. I'll try one more time. To get the sine inverse, if your big keypad is pulled up, meaning you can see the word main, ABC function, and then you see like the a squared, a to the b, blah, 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 blah. You are hitting the function button, F-U-N-C. And when you hit that, the first three boxes that you should see are sine, cosine, tangent. And then the next three boxes that you should see are sine to the -1, cosine to the -1, tan to the -1. Can you guys see that? Okay, so hit the sine inverse. Then we type it in exactly like we did last time. So we can type in 15 sine 85 backslash 19. We don't need to end the parenthesis. We can just hit enter if we'd like to. We're going to round to the nearest whole. So I get that this is 52 degrees. Is that what you guys got? Okay. So that's a little bit more than we're used to writing when it comes to showing our work. So on this next one, I'm going to show you a little bit of a shortcut. So on number 4, once again, remember, they're going to tell us what angle they want us to find. So this time, they want us to find B. Well, we have to start with the matching side and angle that they give us. So that's C. I'm going to use the side for B to help me solve this problem. So we set up the proportion that we know. Sine of 80 over the matching side of 14 equals sine of the angle they told us to find, B, over its matching side of 10. So the shortcut that I'm going to add in is that I'm going to mark what I'm multiplying. I'm going to divide by the leftover. But how I'm going to write it on my paper this time is capital B, because that's what I'm trying to find, equals the sine inverse. And then I'm going to write down what I multiplied. I'm not going to plug this in and find a decimal. I'm going to write this whole thing in. 10 sine 80 over 14, and that's what I'm going to plug into Desmos. So you guys plug it in so that you can check your rounding and that you can actually do it. I'm going to walk through what I'm doing. You can't see it though. So I'm going to hit sine inverse, 10 sine 80 backslash 14. Okay. I got 45. Is that what you guys got? Okay. So that one's 45. So let's flip to the next side. Okay, I'm going to draw one more for you just to practice. So this is just for practice. I'm going to write this. This is my tab for the unit. I'm just going to write it in these lines on page 130. If you don't want to write yours down, you don't have to, but you do need to try to solve it out. Okay, so just going to draw it looking like this. A, B, C. A is 55 degrees. Its matching side is 12. Side B is 8, and I want you guys to find angle B. If I didn't tell you, I'm hoping that you would know that though, because the only thing we can find is side B, because the only side we know is B. So you guys are practicing without my help at all, finding angle B. Oh, good. Success, finally. Okay, what did you guys get? I also got 33. So here's my work. You plug that into Desmos and you do get 33 degrees. So our first set are going to be pretty straightforward. You guys agree? Yeah. Your very last problem then is going to be like number 8 on 133. We are going to solve the triangle, which means we're going to find all of the sides, all of the angles. In your quiz, I give you a hint and tell you what order you should do these in. So we have matching information for A. So everything, well, the first two things we do are going to be based off of sine 115 over 20, because that's the information that we have. For this picture, there's only one angle that I can find because I only have one other number, and that is side B. So the first thing that we should do is find angle B. So step number 1, find angle B. So first, B. So we're going to say sine B over side length of 11. We're going to do sine inverse, oopsie. We're going to do B equals sine inverse of 11 sine 115 over 20. So you guys plug that in. Make sure you round to the nearest whole. I'm getting 30. How about you? Okay. Now, second, use that to find angle C. So we're going to use this 30 degrees to find angle C. So we're going to do 180 subtract the 115 in the triangle, subtract the 30 degrees we just calculated, and how much is that? 35? So angle C is 35. You're hanging in? Okay. So our last step then, the last thing that we do is find side C. So we're going to use this fraction again, right here. We're going to say sine of 115 over 20 now equals sine of our last angle, which was 35, over side C. Now remember, this is from last time, so we don't have to do the new function. We can just do 20 sine 35 divided by sine 115. There is no inverse that we need to use when we're finding a side. So if we plug that into Desmos, what do we get? Should I double check you? 20 sine 35 over sine 115. We're going to round to the nearest whole. 13. Now that I have them all, at the very end is when I like to fill in the information. So in Canvas, you'll have these 6 blanks. Measure of angle A was 115. B was 30. C was 35. Side A was 20. Side B was 11. Side C is the one that we just found, and that's 13. So on this very last one, you're going to use the new thing from today to find the angle, then triangle sum, then the thing from last time. We're good? Yeah? Okay, so for you